Tiggs. Sorry about that. We'll fix that and we'll fine him, as we always do when he makes a mistake. Lucy Connolly's here with us, though. Lucy, I always knew, right, absolutely instinctively, that you had been, one, given bad advice by your solicitor, two, probably had been given bad advice because they deliberately wanted to mislead you, and three, you were punished over and above any normal punishment that you would have otherwise got for what it was that you were supposedly guilty of. I mean, how do you feel about that now, knowing that that's exactly what happened?
I mean, I'm not shocked or surprised. I mean, all it's done is confirm, like you said, what we all any sensible person thought.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh because you've got people, arguing, the lefties saying, well, it was done by the book, that the Attorney General gets involved on a Section 19 of the public order. That might well be the case. But firstly, there's so much to unpack in that, isn't there? Firstly, why they're charging me on a Section 19 when other people are getting charged on things like malicious communications, things like that.
Right.
They charged me on a Cat 1A, which they never had the evidence to do so. They just pulled that one out of thin air. And that's what carried the higher sentence, actually, the Cat 1A part of it. And then why are they trying to push through an emergency sign-off by the Attorney General on someone like me on a terrorist? All the sign-offs and the emails from the CPS to the police are people in the terrorist department at the CPS. So it begs the question, doesn't it? Why on earth am I being rushed through as a terrorist on some emergency application so that they can remand me? Because it has always been my opinion that I was illegally remanded, and that was done on purpose so that I couldn't seek decent legal advice, so that my only option was to go with the duty brief and all of these things. You'll hear people refer to it as a kangaroo court. I've always believed that, and this just proves it, doesn't it? And from my point of view, it's a kind of like, well, for all you people saying that, I'm talking rubbish and I'm a criminal, this just proves what we've all been saying all along.
Yeah, absolutely right. And does it leave you anywhere to go, do you think? I mean, have you spoken to any legal advisors or lawyers who might say to you, what you might want to do is take the government on and maybe sue them for, wrongful, not so much wrongful arrest, but sort of, what you might call malicious prosecution?
I mean, lots of people have said that to me, but the way things are, Mike, and the current government, I just think I'd be, pissing in the wind, for want of a better word. I obviously had my appeal back in May 2025.
Yeah, I know, it's hard to remember, isn't it?
I know, and I should have won that appeal hands down. There was a really, really good case for me to get my sentence shortened. There was a really good appeal. People need to also remember that when you are granted an appeal, it has to go through a judge first, and that judge looks at your case and decides whether you think that you have ground. You don't just automatically get an appeal because you want one. Right. You have to have grounds, and a judge had agreed that I had the grounds. And then I had 3 Labour activist judges that sat there rolling their eyes and tutting and basically telling me that I'm a liar and my solicitor definitely wasn't, which I can prove. Again, I can prove otherwise.
Yeah.
So again, I should have won that appeal, and I should have walked from court back in May. But they came up with. I mean, as soon as they said, "Oh, we're not giving you an answer today. We need further time to deliberate this," I knew what the answer was going to be.
Right.
So I just think I've already tried to kind of appeal my sentence, and it was a complete waste of time and money. And it's money, Mike. These things cost so much money, and I'm in a fortunate position where people have helped me. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to do it. But yeah, I just think while this government's in power, while the courts and the judiciary are clearly politically motivated, it's just pointless. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money. Maybe further down the line, it's something I can look at, we can look at. But while, the judges and the courts are being so influenced by this government, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, you must be feeling a little bit of sort of Schadenfreude this morning, though, which for those of you who don't know the word, it's a German word for kind of, happiness about somebody else's misfortune. You must be smiling at the state of Keir Starmer's Downing Street hours. He wakes up this morning, as I said earlier, with his sphincter twitching, wondering how much longer he's got to go before he gets kicked out.
Oh, yes, I've got a spring in my step today, Mike.
Absolutely right. And I mean, do you think, I'm honestly, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, when I hear he's going to get up and make a statement this morning, I'm not sure that's not going to be the end of it. He might just come out and go, I'm off, I'm done.
I think he's gone by the end of the week, if not hours. And for everyone saying, oh, yeah, but we're going to get someone equally, if not worse. Yeah, we are. We are going to get somebody equally as bad or worse. But my theory behind that is let's pick them off one by one, and I hope their government comes down like a pack of cards. I really do.
Yeah, I think so. And, let's face it, if it all goes so badly wrong that they don't really have anywhere else to go, we might end up with the general election, at which point, there's an opportunity for reform. Nigel Farage this morning in the papers saying he's ready. Last week there was a piece saying that, he's only half ready, but he's now fully ready. And if there was to be an election in the coming weeks, I think, and months, Reform would win it, wouldn't they?
Oh, definitely. And I think, is anybody ever ready for an election to take over government? I mean, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Nobody can do any worse than this government as is currently doing, or cause as much damage as this government has done in a year.
Yeah.
And that's coming from somebody that voted, Conservative all my life and is really annoyed with what the mess they made of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
right.
Labour exasperated the situation and made it a whole lot worse. So is Reform and Nigel ever going to be ready? On paper, probably not. But I believe that if there was a general election tomorrow, I believe that Reform would win, and I believe that they'd do their best that they possibly could to fix things.
Yes. Well, I mean, we can be bloody sure that having looked back at what happened in July of 2024, this government was certainly not ready, despite the fact that they said they were ready to govern, despite the fact that Keir Starmer said how, every single department was ready to go, whether it was the Home Office, the Foreign Office, the Treasury, everybody was ready to govern. And it turned out none of them were ready to govern. I mean, bloody Sue Gray, right, who was the first Chief of Staff, whose task was to plan the first 100 days, only lasted 93 of them and then got fired. So it was completely hopeless from the beginning. And I just think that, hopefully the people of this great country of ours will learn the lesson, the hard, tough lesson. Don't ever put Labour in power again, because they don't know what they're doing.
No, I agree. Look at the last time, didn't they leave their office with a note saying there's no more money, good luck? What the last time they were in, it wasn't good news, was it? Did the Conservatives do a good job? In my opinion, no, they didn't. There's lots of things that they did that I'm fuming with them for, but I certainly didn't get, for me on a personal level, anything that ever horrendous that's happened to me and my family in our lifetime. Labour government have been in charge. It was the Labour government in charge when, the NHS killed my son and then tried to cover it up. It was the Labour government that, where I ended up inside, away from my family. So for me, Labour aren't good news.
They really aren't. And I mean, in terms of your life and how you're getting on now, I mean, you're a very resilient woman. You've come out of the other side of it, seemingly, not too badly damaged by it, which would have ruined an awful lot of people's, psyche. You went into prison. Instead, you've kind of come out almost a new woman in a way. You've got ideas about prison reform. You've spoken to female prisoners and kind of supported them. What would you say now, if you were able to say anything to Keir Starmer on his demise, on the way, just before he buggers off, frankly, from Downing Street? You got a message for him?
I'd say calm as a bitch.
I love it. That is brilliant. Fantastic. Listen, Lucy, great to see you. Thank you so much. And,
thanks, Mike.
I mean, we'll have a glass of champagne, no doubt, when he puts out the old podium.
Party at mine if he's gone by the end of the week.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Calm as a bitch. What the quote of the day from Lucy Connolly. Thank you very much indeed. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. We've got so much to do.